Good morning, everyone. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yes. Good morning. Very good morning. Yeah, in the previous class, we discussed about functions concept. So these are the contents we have spoken already. Introduction to functions, types of functions, types of function arguments, scope of the variables, and recursive functions. So far we have seen about these things. So about so functions basically self-contained block of a code to perform a specific task. So whereas if it comes to types of functions, there are two: built-in functions user-defined functions. So user-defined functions can be written with the help of a def keyword. When it comes to types of arguments, actual arguments, formal arguments. So actual arguments are passing from the calling function. And formal arguments declared at definition of the function. So these are the details we have seen in the previous class. Right. So now I'll be talking about little more things that types of formal arguments basically. Now I'll be talking about within the formal arguments, there are 4 types of formal arguments. One is keyword, required, keyword, default. Fourth one is variable length. So these are the 4 types of variables can be defined as arguments as a formal. So let me show you the demonstration how exactly these 4 parameters are mandatory whenever we declare the formal parameters. Yeah. These are all things we have seen in the last class. Now I'll be talking about formal arguments. So we have required arguments. Keyword default yeah. Right. So now let me demonstrate one by one yeah. So firstly, demo about formal argument keyword required. So what happens in this particular required argument is function definition has a formal argument, but developer will not pass argument. So function definition has a formal argument, but developer will not pass argument. Therefore, will pass argument. Let's suppose what I'm doing here, definition, wish. Here I'll be pass one argument, print welcome to Hyderabad. Now function I have written. But when the developer call the function, when the developer call the function, he or she will not pass any argument. Then required positional error is thrown. Let's suppose I am calling the function now, wish. If we pass welcome, if we pass hi, so the output will be, welcome to the Hyderabad. Otherwise, isn't it? So you need not to give welcome message over here. You can give this welcome message from here. Hi, welcome to Hyderabad. Now the output will be hi, welcome to Hyderabad. What I'm doing here, I'm not going to pass any argument. Now you see the output. The output will be thrown as an exceptional error. An error is required positional argument error. What does it mean? Definition will be expecting one argument to be passed from the client from the actual parameter, but you are not passing. Therefore, required positional error argument will be thrown to you. This is called, one parameter formally declared by the author. but you are not passing, then it is called, what? Required positional argument concept. So we have to check before going to call the function, what's the syntax and what is to be submit a particular argument. Right? Yes. So next is that keyword argument.
Sir, how to correct that error then? Can you just scroll up?
Yeah.
Okay, wish and in brackets, if we don't keep anything, then we'll get the error. And if we keep S1, then the error is gone.
S1 is a formal parameter. From the place where you are calling the function, certainly we have to pass the argument.
Okay.
So that obviously the definition will perform the operation. If you don't pass the value, it will be thrown an error, that error will be, required positional argument error. One way is exception handling. Try except blocks are required to handle this exception handling problem. Otherwise, we have to know how many number of parameters supposed to be taken by the formal argument.
Okay.
Yeah. So whenever you click a cursor over it, see, being a developer, we should know actually. End user doesn't suffer from these problems, but being a developer, we should know. Sometimes we'll be calling built-in functions, right? So let's suppose I'm calling a built-in functions. What is a built-in function? Let's suppose print import math dot factorial. See, factorial is a built-in function. If you don't pass the argument, certainly it will throws an error. What is an error basically? Yes. It will be one argument, but you are not passing, but you are trying to compute something else. If you pass, obviously it doesn't throw such error. It will be perform the corresponding output to you directly.
Okay.
Yeah, this is called, one of the formal argument concept. So we have to know the syntax of the function before going to utilize it. Otherwise, required argument problem will be thrown to you.
Okay.
Yeah. No. So in C, C++, Java, there is no concept. There is no concept of keyword. But in Python, it supports. Let's suppose, example, definition, student details, where I'm passing arguments or name of the student, email, and the phone number, course. Now, print. Now I'm calling the function. What function I'm calling here? Student underscore details, where I'm passing Ano, email address is ano@gmail.com. gmail.com. Phone number this. Codes have joined is QA. Yeah. So now if we call, obviously the output will be visible like this. So student details are like this. So basically what happens, so how it will be happen now at present, Ano will be whenever you call, Ano will be going to name. This is going to store into email. Phone number will be stored, will be this, and the QA will be mapped with this particular variable. Name, email, phone number, codes are formal parameters. These are the actual parameters. Now, what happens, there is a form I have designed. There is a online form designed where email will be passing first, name will be passing next, codes will be passing next, phone number will be passing next. So the order have been changed. The order is changed. Order is changed. Now what will happen here? Order will be changed. You see what happens here? So if order will be changed, so in case of name, email ID was there. In case of email ID, name is there. In case of phone number, codes is codes. Now, what do you mean by keywords concept actually? If you want to, even though the user will make mistake to pass the arguments in correct order, still, what happens here? Name equal to, email. Now, I'll be changing the order now. Email equal to this. Name is equal to this. What's equal to this? 4 is equal to this. Now I have changed completely my order of the formal argument and actual arguments. But still, if you look at the output, you see, same output will be visible to you. Because email will be going to this, name will be going to this, course will be going to this, and phone number will be going into this. Even though the user will be change the order, there is a concept is called as a keyword argument. Keyword argument. Whenever you see this keyword, wherever it is there in the formal argument, there it will be mapped rather than order. This is the first index, second index, third index, fourth index, but it is not going as an order, but it is going with a name of the keyword. So this concept is called as a keyword argument concept. If there is no such argument, if the order will be changed, surely will not be get an expected output. It will be going in a mismapping of arguments. So this is the concept we have to follow whenever we write a definition of the functions. Yeah. Next is that default argument concept. Default argument. So when we require default arguments, basically, when the end user not able to pass any value, then from the formal argument, by default, certain value to be passed. That is called, what? Default argument concept. Let's suppose definition voter details. This is my function where the candidate will provide name, voter ID, and phone number, alternate phone number. There is no alternate phone number. Now print details of voter. Name, voter ID, phone number, alternate phone number. Now, okay. So now what happens here? Whenever you call, above function to pass values. Yeah. So now I'm calling voter details. Now I'm calling, Ramo, isn't it? Voter ID is something called as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Phone number is 9704144 and alternate phone number is probably this candidate has a alternate phone number 040123456. This is the alternate phone. So now obviously so these are the details. Now I'm going to call another person. Voter details. Voter details. Now I'm passing Sita. Voter ID is 78956 9908133590. And she doesn't have a value. She doesn't have an alternate phone number. Now let me execute what error it will be thrown. It will be thrown an error. What is an error? Yes, you have to understand that. So here one argument is missing, which is a alternate phone number. But the candidate doesn't have that particular phone number. An alternate phone number or alternate email ID, landline numbers are not there. She doesn't have that landline number. So alternate phone number cannot pass. Then what is the solution? I don't want this error to be shown, but I want a solution. Now what happens, there is a concept called default argument concept. Whenever you write a definition of the function, you have to pass that XXX. So if the candidate doesn't pass, not in a position to pass the alternate phone number, For the parameter, I have to pass like that. Otherwise, the database will be thrown an error to you. For that reason, now I'll be executing for the Sita. Now you see the output. For Sita, I have not passed the fourth parameter. But if we execute, yes, Sita, voter ID, phone number. The alternate phone number is not there. What happens here exactly? Here, if we pass, as usually, existing value will be overridden. Now you have to observe very carefully. At this moment of time, I'll be executing this. You see what happens? Same output. Why same output? Here you have passed a value. Alternate phone number you have passed. If you pass this value is going to be overriding on this particular place. If you don't pass, then obviously this particular value comes as an output. Is that? Yeah. Do you understand this concept? What is the purpose of default arguments concept? Many situations it will be required. Fax number is not there. In the form, details will be required, but the candidate will not provide. Then obviously we are going to be keep this kind of default arguments. Do you have any questions about default arguments?
No, sir.
Okay, it's very important. Please, you have to remember that. Yeah. Now, the next concept is that variable length argument. Variable length. So what do you mean by variable length argument? Means when the end user pass variable keywords, or arguments, then function definition need to handle such a situation. Now, let's take one example. I'll be writing one function. Search. I'm writing one argument that, S1 is argument. Let's suppose one parameter will be passed. Print. Here is the document. Here is the document related to your keyword. Your argument, we can say. How do you print the argument if possible? S1. Okay. Now I am calling the function. Now I'm searching for the keyword, which is RRR. One argument. Here is the document related to the argument called RRR. Now what happens if more than one argument will be given to you? Let's suppose if I search more than one particular keyword, KCF, it will be thrown an error to you. What is an error? One positional argument, but two are given. You have given two, but only the functional, the definition of the function will be able to take only one. Now, how you are going to handle, what? More than one argument if you are going to pass, we supposed to create, there is a concept is called as a vector concept. There is a concept is called vector concept. So how it will be happen here? If, or else for we can take for I in operator vector. Now print here is the I. Now you just compile it and you execute now. So now it will be able to handle. Here is the document related to RRR. Here is the document of KZF. So don't think that the candidate will call only two. He can be called, as many number of movies, KZF 2, Telugu movie download. So as many number of variable length of an arguments will be supplied by the candidate. Still it will be able to handle. You see. So the concept here is that this is concept is called vector. So VC is not a fixed. It can be V, it can be J, it can be anything. Just I wrote my user defined name. Star is mandatory. Star indicates, vector concept. It is called repetition concept. So this is also a very important concept. Please you have to be understand that. So do you have any questions about variable length argument? While writing the programs, we have to follow these rules. Yeah. So next. So I have completed four concepts: required arguments concept, keyword arguments concept, default arguments concept, and variable length argument concept. Now let us go to the scope of the variables. What do you mean by scope of the variables? Now here, whenever you write, a function, see, there will be the scope of the variable will be within the function. Accessibility is beyond the function. So it determines the accessibility of a variable at various portions of the program. Local variables means what? A variable which will be defined within the function, which will be accessed local to the function. So if you want to be accessed beyond the function, outside of the function, then we have to make a variable as a global variable. Let's suppose I'll be telling the real example where these two variables will be required. Let's suppose if we save the contact, in contact application, contact is mobile app. If we say Venkat is equal to 9908133590, you have saved this number in contact app in your phone, but immediately WhatsApp is also reflected with Venkat. What does it mean? This application will be different. This application will be different. This variable called Venkat will be global to the WhatsApp also. Therefore, Venkat is able to reflect in the WhatsApp. Let's suppose in reverse. In reverse. In WhatsApp, you have saved the number, Venkat equal to this. My question is, WhatsApp number is reflect in contact. Please, can you tell me the answer? You might have no already.
No, sir.
Yeah, answer is no. Obviously. Because if you declare the variable in WhatsApp, it is local to the WhatsApp. This variable cannot access to the other applications. Now, another example. Truecaller. If you say Venkat or harassment, one number will be given to you. If you save the number as a harassment in Truecaller, Truecaller name is reflect in WhatsApp. Here also, Truecaller number is reflected in contact. See, if you look at basically, Truecaller is an application where you have saved harassment as a name to this particular number. Is that reflect everywhere?
No,
Both in contact,
No,
WhatsApp.
no.
It's not reflected directly, but it will be visible to everyone. You can, if it is visible harassment, you can save in WhatsApp as harassment. You can save in contact also. But what I'm trying to tell you is that no, if I save a harassment as the variable name of this particular phone number, everywhere it will be reflected worldwide. In everybody's phone, it will be shown to the same name. So harassment is the global variable which will be shown to everyone and they can access, they can save with the same name. So therefore, if we declare the variable within the what particular application, it does not accessible to outside, it will be called as a local. If it will be accessible, it will be called global. Right? So let's see some examples so that we will get to know what exactly happening in terms of scope is concerned. Yes, sir. Yeah. Now, local variable in function. Local variable in function. Yeah. So I'm declaring one function definition. Definition. Total salary. Salary. X. What I'm doing here, I'm taking one, there is a variable is called as a total. So there is a variable is called as a total initially. So there will be a 0. So now obviously total is equal to x plus 1000. 1000 is a bonus. Now, okay, print salary after adding bonus, comma, total. Now here you have to understand total is the local variable to the function. The function is what? Total salary. Function name is total salary is the function. Total is a variable which is local to the total salary. Now, okay. What I'll do here, I'll be calling the function now. I'll be calling the function now. What is the function? Total salary, where I'm passing 10,000. 10,000 I'm passing. Here I'm printing. What I'm printing here? Total. So you have to understand. I'm passing 10,000. Here x is going to be 10, 10 plus 1,000 rupees, 11,000 is going to become total salary. But that 11,000 does not reflected here because outside of the function cannot be accessed. What happens here? You see the output? 0. Why it is 0? After adding 10,000 plus 1,000, 11,000 became output here, this total. This total cannot be accessed over here, but still it is a 0 because the scope of the total become what? Local. So to make this particular total as a global, here also we can access. How it will be happen? Let's see. Here, total I'll be make it as a global. Total equal to x plus 1,000. Now you see the output. So total is a global, therefore it is able to access outside also. I'm taking another example. Reservation. Tatkal ticket reservation is my application. Right? So now, definition. Reservation, where I will be pass number of tickets as out, no, are required to be booked Tatkal tickets. Now let's suppose N will be the number of tickets you want to book. Okay, right. Now what happens here? So in the definition, I'll be total tickets. Total tickets allotted by the by the respective train is that 100 tickets are available. 100 tickets are available. Now, so after you give the number of tickets, what happens here? Now I'll be make it as global. Global total tickets. Now, so after reserve the 5 seats, total tickets is equal to total tickets minus n. Means 100 minus n is going to become a 5. So obviously remaining tickets are going to become. Now, more. Now, one person is going to call. You know, Azam is calling that call tickets function by passing 5 seats he want to resolve. Now what I'm going to do here, that call reservation. That call reservation is a function where I am going to pass 5 seats to be resolved. Now print after reserving 5 seats, remaining seats are comma total underscore tickets. Yes. Now you call the function. Now you execute this function. $95 will be left over. Now another person is going to call same function. Same function is going to call another particular person. But he is going to pass 10. Now he want to book up 10 seats. Now you execute. 85 will be left over. Now another person is going to call. Now 5 seats. 80 seats will be left over. Now another function, another person is going to call. He is going to book up 25 seats. Left over will be 55. Another person is going to call. Now he is going to book 30 seats. $25 seats left over. Now another person is going to call. Now he is going to book 27 seats. Now what's the output? -2. -2 is what? It's a waiting list. -2 will be the waiting list. Right? So I hope you understand that what's the difference between if a variable declared within the function has a local accessibility is within the local variable only. But if it is a global, this is an advantage that how exactly trained reservation system will work.
Sir, now, if we want to increase the seats,
Then you have to be declared that total that seats will be within here. Now see here, this is the definition. Now you can
100.
increase. You can rather than 100, you can make it as 150. You have
Okay,
to
good.
recompile it. You have to update it.
Okay.
Now if you go here, definitely it will be work accordingly. This is exactly logic where we write in railway Tatkal reservation system or maybe in a normal system also. It's not only Tatkal, normal reservation system also. So now the next is that. So what do you mean by recursive function? That concept, let me finish. The next concept is recursive functions concept. See, normally recursion is nothing but, calling a function itself, many times is called recursive function. See, where is the situation would happen to call the same function again and again? Because to reduce memory, so now basically a problem can be solved non-recursively or recursively. If we solve recursively, the length of the code will be reduced. Obviously, the memory will be get reduced. Yeah. So now what I'm doing here is that I'm taking one problem. The problem is write a solution or steps to solve, to find factorial of given number. How mathematically will takes place? Let's suppose 5 factorial will be the value. Now 5 into 4 is going to become a 20. In the next step, 20, the resultant value will become a input into 3 is going to become a 60. Next, the 60 into 2 is going to become a 120. Next, 120 into 1 is equal to 120. This is how, a problem will be solved with the help of non-recursion, with the help of recursion. What is the recursive function basically? Simply, I is equal to 1 and fact is equal to 0 and n is equal to 5. While I is lesser than or equals to n, obviously fact is equal to fact into I. I is equal to I plus 1. Finally, we are going to write factorial of given number is the output will be so here is that 120 is the factorial of a given number called as 5. This method is what? This method is above method is non-recursion method. Now same code I'll be writing with a recursion method using functions. Now I'll be writing program to solve factorial number to find out using recursive function concept. How you are going to write a recursive function concept? Now, definition, recursive fact, where I'll be passing x as the formal parameter. If x is equal to 0, return 1 as a factorial of a 0. Else, return x into recursive fact of x minus 1. That's all. This is the recursive function concept. So the definition is definition as written. Now I'll be call the function. So now result is equal to, or else you can take, recursion fact of fun. Now that will be 120. So this result can be written in a meaningful way. Result is equal to whatever the returned value, print, that will be held in a specific variable. Result of factorial of given number is result. So this is how the result will be produced to you. Result of factorial given number is 120. See, I'll do one thing. The same function I'll be copying to, in a Python tutor that will show you how exactly recursive function will take place. Copy. Visualize. Currently, the function will be prototype is going to be formed. Then I'm calling the function by passing 5 as a parameter. Now go up. Now currently x is a formal parameter. X is holding 5. Now we are checking that x5 is equal to 0 or not. 5 is not equal to 0. Therefore, if condition failed, this statement is also does not execute it. Now it will come to the else part. Here it will be take 5 into, again recursive fact function will call with a 5 minus 1 will be 4 to the x function. Is 4 is equal to 0? No. Again 4 into recursive function will call 4 minus 1 is 3. Again second time will be called. Again 3 minus 1 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. Then return 1. 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 will become a factorial of a 5. You see the output, how exactly it will be taking place. Next. So I hope you have seen how the tracing would happen. Now finally, it will be print the output. Result of factorial of given number is 120. So this is how the iteration will be takes place. A recursion will be takes place. The same function will be called again and again. Depends on the input parameter you have given over here. Right? So this is basically a problem can be solved using recursion. The problem can also be solved with a non-recursion. All the problems cannot be solved with a recursion. Few problems, Fibonacci series, factorial number, tower of Hanai, few problems can be solved with the help of recursion. Rest of the problems will be solved non-recursively only. To wherever there is a space you wanted to be saved, then we'll go with a recursive function concept. Right? So lastly, there is a last function, there is a last concept is left over is in the function concept. Lambda functions. So there are two ways to create the function. One is using definition, one is using lambda function. Basically, lambda functions are used to create nameless functions or temporary functions. So let's suppose I'll be writing one program. Result is equal to lambda. You see, lambda is the function where I'm going to supply what expression you want it to be. C polar A plus B plus C into 2. This is the expression I want it to be performed. Now print. Now result is the variable for which I am going to pass the value. 2, 3, 4. A is going to be a, now here you have to understand, result is the variable, but that is becoming a function. Lambda is the function used to create a nameless function. There is no name of the function here. We are performing values, expression and result, storing into result. And for result, I am passing the value 2 as a A, 3 as the B, 4 as a C. So 2 into 3, 2 plus 3 plus 4 into 2 is going to become a result. Let's see. 13 will be the output. So 2 plus 3, 5, 5 plus 4 is 9, 9 into. See, obviously, multiplication will be the highest priority here. 4 into 2 will become 8. 8 plus 3 plus 2. This is how the expression will follow the BODMAS formula. BODMAS. So multiplication has the highest priority and precedence. Multiplication plus it will become a 13. This is the purpose of lambda functions, where we can create a nameless functions for a temporary usage. So with this, the functions concept is done. So if you have any questions from beginning to till end, you can ask me now. Do you have any questions? Rashekar, Nanaji, Bhavya, Ajam, and Suribabu. I think Suribabu attending for the first class, right, today? Can you unmute?
Yeah, yes.
Suri?
Yes. Your first
Yeah.
class.
So do you have any idea about Python earlier?
Yeah, just I'm seeing in YouTube Python classes before.
Okay, so you know operators, control statements, input output statements, all right. So today's class, have you understand something? So this file is having a lot of assignment questions related to functions. Please, I request you to guys to try to write a proper answers for these assignment questions. So that will be make you confident about the functions, how to write for user-defined purposes. Everything can be written in the form of functions concept. Yes, yeah. And another file I have sent IPYNB notebook file. I have received. Functions for DS dot IPYNB. No. You know.
Can you share from the Google Drive or else?
Yes, we can share through Google. Otherwise, you can download this material. 1 second, I'm just showing one URL to you. Are you seeing my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, it's visible. Yeah.
So this is, it's my own URL, it's my own LMS, learning management system. So here you need to be sign up. So you give your user ID, password, and email ID, and confirm. You try to verify your user ID, password, so that you will be get access over here. So now let me show you my user credentials. Now you just go log in. Yeah, this is how also you can download the materials if possible. Yeah, you can attempt the quiz also. Here the quiz will be available. Operators, control statement, functions. We try to attempt the functions quiz today and try to get the report to me. Are you seeing my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you
Yes,
give
sir.
this
Yes,
link?
sir.
Yes, it is. You just go here and then click on to you sign up. 1 second. I hope you have received the link, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Click on it, sign up, then come back. You can enroll the data science, like other certain things. I kept a few things. You can enroll the Python for free of cost, and if you want few videos, previous videos, if you want to listen, so data science with Python. So there few videos are available. You can listen my videos also. Previous 20 classes I have given free of access to you. You can.
Array.
So here I hope we are able to see. So what operating system and what software you want me to install would be visible here. Yeah. So please you try to go through this and try to understand them. I think time is up. I have to leave. Thank you very much. We will be meet tomorrow's class.